Okay, y'all, I'm going to get started on showing y'all how to make homemade chili. We're having Frito chili pie today. It only takes just a few ingredients, and then it simmers for maybe about 20 minutes, and then your chili is done. If you hear a noise in the background, laundry day is today, and so my washer is back there starting, and you'll hear it running, shaking, agitating, dryer going. Y'all just have to ignore it, okay? So let's get started. We're going to take 3 pounds of ground beef. Of course, you can use turkey, ground turkey, deer meat, anything that you have. This is 3 pounds. So I'm on. Turn my stove on medium. Yeah, it's Saturday, and Saturdays are not a day to make videos, but it is what it is today. So we're gonna put this ground beef in this pan. And in the comments, or maybe in the comments or in the post itself, I will have the ingredient measurements for y'all somewhere, in case y'all don't get them all this morning when I'm going through this. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to brown this meat, okay, because then I'm going to drain off the excess, because there's going to be excess grease that we're going to have to drain off. Okay, get y'all down there so y'all can see. So right now I have my 3 pounds of meat. I'm going to add, this part is optional. Sometimes I add an onion to my chili, sometimes I don't. Some people add bell peppers and onions, some people don't. It's up to you. Another suggestion here in a little bit, when we go to add the tomato sauces and stuff, some people add beans. Sometimes I add beans, sometimes I don't. So that's an option, okay? But I am going to add 1 diced onion. I think this was a white onion. You can use yellow, white, purple, any color onion you want. Okay, so the first step, it's on medium. It's our meat and our onions. We're gonna put a lid on it. And I will not add the seasonings until I drain off the extra water and grease, okay? And then we will add our seasonings. I will show you real quickly, and then I will go back over them in just a little bit. Now you can buy chili packets. It's just a single little packet, like a taco packet, and it makes it simple, okay? But a lot of times I don't have a chili packet or a taco packet, so I try to always keep these 4 ingredients in hand. They're cheap. I get the Walmart brand or off brand, but they used to be about $1 a piece. They may be a little over $1 now. But you need to keep chili powder, garlic powder, paprika, and cumin. These 4 can always make chili or tacos, okay, if you don't have a packet. Which the little chili and taco packets are only $1 usually, sometimes about 50 cents. But I don't always have one. But these seasonings go a long ways, okay? So we're going to need those seasonings. I have made chili with just tomato sauce and no crushed tomatoes. It can be done. So if you just have tomato sauce, then you add tomato sauce. If you want to add diced tomatoes or chopped tomatoes, you add tomatoes. You don't have to have, you got to have at least the tomato sauce. But this one is optional, but I was going to add some today. Then that comes in with the beans. A lot of people add kidney beans. When I add beans, I like to add chili beans mostly. Like ranch style beans is a name brand, chili beans. So that's what I like to add, but any bean will work. Beans are a filler, so beans are gonna make your chili go farther. So if you need to make chili for a large group of people, I would definitely add beans. You can add 1 type of bean, 2 or 3 types of beans. You can probably Google, and probably when I go to type up this post, I will put in a section what type of beans to use in your chili, and so you can go down through there and pick the beans, and you can pick more than 1, okay? That's an idea. Okay, then of course we're going to have a Frito chili pie, but instead of buying Fritos, I buy the Walmart corn chips. They're cheaper, okay? And then we will have shredded cheese, lettuce, onions, and sour cream, jalapenos to go on it. But one more thing I was going to show y'all. Well, I cut up 1 onion for the chili. So I was going to show you how, to cut up the onion. And you may say, I already know how to cut up the onion. What I have learned in making these videos is that there are a lot of people that do not know how to peel a potato. They do not know how to cut up an onion, or some of the simple things that some of us take for granted, they were never taught. And because I have a video where I make fried potatoes, and I show people how to peel the potatoes and how to cut them up. And I get a lot of, well, not a lot, but quite a few complaints. But then I get so many more people saying, I didn't know how to cut up a potato. So if you know how to do this step, you just forward past it, okay? So I have taken off the, where you cut off the ends and you take off the paper that's on the onion, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut through the middle, okay? In half like that. See where the end of it? So let's get down here so you can see it, okay? Okay. So this is the end of it, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm trying to get it where y'all can see it right here. Is I'm going to take it and I'm going to go, and you can use choppers. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I've ever owned, so I've done it long ways. Okay, I'm going to turn it around to dice it, and I'm going to go through it like this. To be honest with you, I don't know if I've ever owned a chopper. Yeah, so then, see, we have it where it's diced, okay? And then we have little, you can't see her, but Daisy's nose is up here. She won't eat it, onion, so I don't know why she's smelling. Okay, so we're going to do it long ways against the part that was cut. Now, if you was like putting these in fried potatoes, you would just take them like this and take them apart, and then they would be long. But this, since this is for chili, or this will be the topping, for some extra onion to go on top of our Frito chili pie. Okay, so there's our onion, and I did buy the bag of lettuce that is already shredded. Yeah, that saves a lot of time. It's just to go ahead and buy the shredded bags of lettuce. Okay, so anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish cooking this meat. And when the meat is cooked, I will bring y'all back and we will add the sauces and the seasonings and show y'all what that part of it looks like. Okay, y'all, my hamburger meat is finished browning, and I'm going to drain off the grease and the extra water. This is a cast iron Lodge stew pot, and I can put the link probably in the vlog when I type up the recipe. But I'm going to drain the grease, and I get a lot of people that don't like this method, but it is a method that you can do. Turn on your hot water. Dawn dish soap. Give you some squirts. Get it going in there, and then I'll run the Dawn soap afterwards. But what we're going to do, this right here is from Amazon. It clips on for pasta or to drain anything. I will put that link. I can put that link in the comments if anybody wants it. Okay, so we're going to drain this meat. I like to rinse mine too. You do not have to, but to me it gets off some of the extra grease. But in the past, before I bought one of these strainers, I would actually have to hold the lid, try to hold the lid and do this. And it's hard with these heavy pots, especially when the handles are hot, because cast iron doesn't have handles that are hot. So okay, so that should be good. I'll finish running the Dawn and the hot water down the sink for just a few more minutes. I will take this part off, give that a rinse, and then I will take y'all back to the stove and show y'all what's next. Okay, so now we're back to the stove. What we're going to do is we're going to break up. It's mostly all broken up, all the hamburger meat. And now we're going to add our seasonings. And remember, you could always buy a chili packet. It'd probably take 2 chili packets. Most chili packets, I think, are like for 1 pound of meat. Even though this is 3 pounds, 2 chili packets would work. Okay. And it's very simple. It's going to be a teaspoon of all of these seasonings. 1 teaspoon. So that's simple. Now I'm just going to take these tops off. And I turned my meat down on low before I put the liquid in. Okay, teaspoon of chili powder. And you can always taste of it and add extra, and sometimes I have to do that. This is cumin. Garlic powder. This is paprika. Y'all can hear my washer running in the background, yeah. I'm like, it's never quiet around here. It's not like it's a studio set. Black pepper. Okay, on the salt, my recipe that I make calls for a teaspoon of salt because a lot of people like a lot of salt. I don't, so I'm going to add half of a teaspoon, and you can always taste, y'all taste it. A recipe's a guide. That means that you can change it. It's a guide to go by. Okay. We're going to mix this up. And like I said, I will taste it once I get it simmers just for a little bit. Everybody's taste buds are different. A teaspoon of all those seasonings should be enough. But if you taste of it and you're like, oh, it still doesn't taste strong enough for me, then add some more seasonings. Set that there. Okay. On the diced tomatoes, remember I said that you don't have to use diced tomatoes. You can just use tomato sauce. This is a large, how large is this? I think it says 20 something. Let me get my glasses. But I do not think, I'm having to measure. Usually I don't measure, so I'm having to measure for y'all. 28 ounces, but we're going to add half. And then I can freeze the other half if I don't think it needs it. I'm going to add half of the tomato sauce. And then we will see. Like I said, normally I just eyeball everything, and so I'm having to do it a little bit different. Okay. And let's get y'all a little bit closer so you can see what kind of... Some people like their chili with more liquid. And I like mine with a lot of liquid. So see how it doesn't look very liquidy, I guess is what you call it. So, I'm going to add the rest of this tomato sauce. And I will wash that out with a little bit of water. And I'm going to add the rest of these tomatoes. So that was what were they, both of those 28 ounce cans? 28 ounce, and that one should be the same size. Well, this one's a 29 ounce can. But let's see, we may add a little bit more of that. Doesn't that look good? But remember, and I said that before, if you want to make it go farther, add you some beans. Y'all make it cheap. It can be so much cheaper by adding beans. I just have some in my family that doesn't care for beans. I mean, they won't complain, but I know they'd rather have it without beans, okay? So I'm going to add still some more water. I like mine a little bit more soupy. I'm going to turn it up on medium. And this probably will simmer 15 minutes maybe, 20 minutes. Okay, I'm going to rinse out this can too. And add that. Okay, so for me looking at this, I can already tell that a teaspoon of each one of those is not going to be enough for my taste, because I can tell. And the reason why I can tell is because it's not as red as I like it. So I'm going to add another teaspoon of paprika without even tasting it. I can tell by looking at it. Another teaspoon of chili powder. And I will put the full recipe in the blog itself, so in case you don't remember all these ingredients, amounts. It's funny, after you've cooked for so long, another teaspoon. After you've cooked for so long, you can tell sometimes just by the color of something that it's not enough paprika. Okay, so that should be good. Because usually I just sprinkle. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to let this simmer. And like I said, it's as liquidy as you want it. This probably would be fine for some people. Personally, to me, especially with Frito chili pie, I might like to have had like another 8-ounce can of tomato sauce in it. But this will be fine. It's just personal preference, okay? So we're going to put a lid on it. And we're going to let it simmer. And then we will come back and taste it. Okay, our chili has been simmering about 15 minutes, and I got to thinking about some cost-saving ideas. When I'm making Frito chili pie, which is a little bit more expensive, if because you got to buy the Fritos, then you got to have your cheese, your lettuce, your tomatoes, your sour cream, or whatever you want. But I was thinking about when I was a kid, when we had chili, the only thing that we ever had with our chili was saltine crackers. So that is a way, to have chili, and I still love chili with saltine crackers, or chili with cornbread, and, to make little cornbread muffins and have that. But if you want to save money when you're making chili, remember to add beans, and then just have your chili with saltine crackers. That's a great meal in itself, just chili and saltine crackers. And so that was something that I had just thought of, and I thought I would let y'all know. So let's try this chili, see what we think, and then I will plate it up. Like, I'm going to show y'all how we're going to have it. Trying to get my daughter, who's doing a puzzle at the table. She'd appreciate probably not being in the video, so I got you out. I moved her. Okay. Can y'all see that? Doesn't that look good? I will take a close-up video probably here in a minute. And I'm just going to taste of the juice. And remember, if you taste of it, it needs more salt, needs more garlic powder. Just add to the recipe, okay? Okay, that is perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do is what I like to do is I'm going to add some corn chips. And I'm going to make just a small one because nobody's ready to eat, so it's not going to be a large one. But just to kind of show y'all. So I'm going to add my corn chips. I'm going to add a little bit of lettuce. And a little bit of cheese. A little bit of onion. Okay. I did not have any tomato. But you can add sour cream. This is something I love to add to my Frito chili pie. Not everybody does. Mustard. Okay, I'm probably not going to add it to this one because I don't know that I'll be the one eating this one. But mustard is so good on Frito chili pie. Of course, I like the liquid, so I'm going to pour this up. And it's going to melt that cheese. Now, doesn't that look good? Look at that. Yum. Let's take a bite. You'll know that I gotta taste it, right? Look at that. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock in the morning and I'm eating chili. Well, it may be after 9 now. Yummy, yummy. Put some mustard on it. Y'all. That's when it'd get good, put some mustard on it. Okay, so that is my homemade chili. Remember the different changes that you can make. I will write up and type up the recipe. It'll either be in the comments or you may have to say yum to get the recipe sent to your messenger, and then you will always have it. But y'all enjoy and get to cooking.